It's championship weekend, the best time of the year. The holidays are around the corner, but more importantly, championship football inside Sun Devil Stadium is here this week on Friday and Saturday. We've got 4A through the Open Division Championships. I'm Jordan Spurgeon alongside Claudia Collins here on Bleacher Talk, presented by Valle Luna. And this is the best time of the year. If you can't hear it in my voice, I'm always excited, but like I'm an extra octave excited right now.
I am equally excited about all of this. I don't know if you saw though, the temperature for this weekend. Like I've been cold out at games and like the high is 63, I think, for Friday and Saturday. So I'm going to freeze my butt off. Please don't make fun of me for wearing a full-on winter coat because I will. It's going to make everyone else miserable if I'm miserable. So this is what happens when you bring a Florida girl / Arizona girl to, I guess, Arizona winter. Yes.
Amazon.
Do they have the finger?
Yep. Or you can use your phone and stuff for all the tweeting that we have to do.
Perfect. Okay. I'm going to have to invest in one of those because I have the ones that have like the touch thing, but they don't really work anymore. I think I've had them for so long, probably since I lived in Ohio, like 12 years ago, which I can't believe I'm breaking out like Ohio winter clothing to Arizona. Anyways, besides the weather, super, super pumped for these games. A lot of them that I'm really looking forward to. What I'm not looking forward to right now, which has been tough for me for the last few weeks, is our quick pick segment. Let's bring in Bruce Cooper and go over the current standings. Guys, you two are tied for first place, 31-12 last week. Bruce, really? You went 2-1. Spurge went 1-2. I'm behind at 27-16. So I'm kind of trying to figure out what my game plan is here, because if you guys choose the same, and I choose the opposite for all 4 games, we could have a 3-way tie.
Wow, really?
We could all be 31. Yeah, we could all be tied. But I don't know if I want to do that. Like I might want to just like pick proudly of what I'm going to choose here and like take that as a win if I'm correct with all 4. So we will have to.
You and I can't go for a tie. We got to pick at least one game differently, I think. I don't know. I don't know how we feel about ties here.
Absolutely. We'll take care of that.
All right. Well, I think we jump right into it, and we're going to start with the 4A. It's Casa Grande versus Poston Butte. Sorry, I know I say that wrong. So Spurge, why don't you start?
Yeah, I mean, they're the 1 seed and the 2 seed, both here for the first time. I'm just really sold on the Casa Grande story right now. Angel Flores is really killing it. He's going to kill it up north, up at NAU. Right now, they're playing for a town of, I think, 55,000 people, and I expect a lot of them are going to show out at Sun Devil Stadium and support this team on Friday. They're very excited for this game. And so I just think, even though Poston Butte has been the 1 seed this year and they were the team deserving of that, I think Casa Grande is the team to beat at this point. Give me them 31-24.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and make my pick because I saw Casa Grande play for the first time last week in the semifinals. They took down the 2-time defending champs in Mesquite, and it was like no competition. What you read will say that it was a competition because there was kind of some hope for Mesquite heading into the second half there. But truthfully, to me, Casa Grande looked like the better team, and I was so impressed with Angel Flores. That kid was for sure under recruited. He is going to dominate at NAU. I think it'll be really fun to watch his story up there. Fun fact here, neither of these teams have ever been to a state championship, so either way, it's a cool story no matter who wins. I mean, this is a huge accomplishment for both teams, but after seeing Casa Grande last week with Angel Flores leading the team, and just the passion that they have, I agree. There's going to be a lot of fans showing up there. And I guess my plan just went out the window because I have to choose Casa Grande. So I'm just going to be proud of my choices this week, hopefully. Bruce, what do you think? Are you going against us here?
Yeah, I'm going to be the contrarian here. I'm going to go with the top seed, Poston Butte. Yeah, like you guys said, neither been to the big show, but Poston is the newer program, and I think their journey to get here included a stiffer round of competition, if you will. Not to take anything away from what Casa Grande has done, especially taking down the 2-time defending champion Mesquite Wildcats last week, but I just like the overall body of work that Post and Butte has put in. So I'm going to take Post and Butte in this one and give me 34-24 Post and Butte.
And I didn't do a score, so I'm just going to throw it out there. I do think it's going to be pretty high scoring as well. So I'm going to go 40-32, obviously in favor of Casa Grande. And one more point, I asked the coach at Casa Grande how you say Casa Grande, and all three of us said it differently, and that is okay. There's apparently no particular way we should say it. So we're all off the hook with that one. The next matchup here.
I will say this. You left out another Casa Grande. I've heard that.
So truthfully, Spanish was my first language. So like, I want to say Casa Grande, but everyone's going to be like, oh, she's trying too hard, but it was my first language. So anyways, let's move on to the next matchup. That's Horizon versus Wow, I can't talk today, guys. South Point Catholic. Bruce, take it away here, please. I can't talk.
Well, let me just say this, that I showed Coach Linton's Huskies no respect last week. I had Desert Mountain beating them, so they kind of showed me a little something there. So, and look, South Point Catholic, been there, seen that, done that under Dennis Benet for so long until Benet stepped away. So, but that program is still churning right along. But I'm going to go ahead and go with Andy Litton and his Horizon Huskies here. I'm going to take Horizon. I take the same score they beat Desert Mountain by, 28-24.
All right, Spurge, you going to split the C here?
I can't. You said it. You said it well, Coop. I mean, listen, South Point Catholic coming off 2 Open Division appearances this year. Really kind of flipping the script on this team. I mean, they're known for offense and they have a really great quarterback in Bourget, but defensively, they are much improved this year. And that's really been the backbone for them, especially on this playoff run. But Horizon just has that Cinderella magic, even though they're a 1 seed, that I can't pick against it. Horizon, they're never out of a game. When I was out that game against Desert Mountain on the Horizon sidelines, and you can see even when they were down, there was never a doubt in their mind they were going to have a chance to make a play late. And they made that play late. Of course, it was Cole Linyard. That kid, every time I've seen them play, seems to be the one making the play for them, along with their quarterback, Skylar Partridge. So I just think they're going to pull out some late game magic. I don't know where. I would assume it's going to go to Cole Linyard, but I think they're going to win this one. It's going to be 27-24.
You guys both didn't really surprise me. I was expecting you both to pick Horizon. So I came into this knowing I'd pick Sal Point just to kind of give myself some pride if they come out with the win. You guys have said everything that I would have needed to say. So I'm just going to make my pick as Sal Point and hope for the best. And the next matchup is Chaparral versus Highland. And Spurge, I'll let you make the pick here.
Oh man, Chap Highland 2.0. This was my first taste of championship football last year when I covered the game, and it went down to the wire. What can I really say here? 2 multi-year starters at quarterback, both under-recruited, both 2 of the top 5 or 6 quarterbacks in the state. That might even be a little bit low because both of them are really that good. Oh gosh, this one's really hard. The student sections are going to show up in Pax Sun Devil Stadium. I expect it to be close to 50-50 there. They're both really passionate fan bases. Chaparral won last year. I think Highland's going to use that and play the chip on their shoulder this year. I think Highland is going to beat Chaparral in a really tight game. Let's make it 35-34.
Spurge, I feel like you read my notes. I literally have playing with a chip on their shoulder. So I'm going to have to make the same choice as you here. I mean, this stinks. You guys are taking the words out of my mouth. So I'm going to have to make the same pick as you, Spurge. So Bruce, here's an opportunity to come up with a bigger lead. What do you think?
Well, and let me just say this, Gage Daly over at Highland. I mean, this kid, you talk about playing with heart and passion. That's what he's all about. Love Brayton Silbor, and I agree with Spurge. Tremendously under recruited, terrific wide receiver over there in Hickey. But I look at Brent Barnes's team, and like you said, they took down the Hawks last year, but I just have to agree with you guys. Highland, they seem to play with
Chip
a
on their
little
shoulder.
more grit, huh? They, they seem to play with just, and this is not to say anything negative about Brent Barnes's unit, but Highland just seems to play with a lot more. They seem like they're a little more grittier. How about that? I know that's not grammatically correct to say that, but I like their grit. I like their determination. They're tremendously well coached team, and I do think it'll be a close game. And so I'm going to take 28-27 Highland. So we're
All
all
right.
unanimous in Highland.
All right.
Last but not least, we've got the open division game, Saguaro versus Chandler. I'm going to go ahead and make my pick to start us off because I was at Saguaro's game this past week. I know Spurgeon was out at Chandler's game. And guys, let's go way back. I have been saying for weeks that I thought Hamilton was going to be our open division champions this season. And I did feel passionate about that. Mind you, I hadn't seen Saguaro play until that game. And wow, I was impressed. I mean, Saguaro dominated. And I know the score might not tell exactly that story, but they did dominate. And I hate that it worked out that way for me because I wanted to at least be right about our open champions. I was incredibly impressed with Devin Dampier. It's crazy. It was only his second start. He really did lead that team to the win. And I think if he can do that for the SaberCats this weekend, I do think they can take down the Wolves. I know there are 5-time defending champs, but I think that streak does come to an end here this season. So I'm going to take Saguaro as they get to call themselves the best team in Arizona, right? If you're open division champ. So I think that they're going to claim that title this Saturday. So let's see what you guys think, Spurge.
Yeah, I mean, this is tough. Chandler, you can never count them out. I mean, I already in my mind had picked out the Liberty players I was going to talk to in the last 3 minutes, and I had Chili next to me and King of the Game next to me, and they're like, I don't know, Chandler's going to find a way to pull this out down by 2 touchdowns. And I was like, no, it can't happen. It happened. They win, tie it with 2 seconds left. They win it in overtime. Coach Garrison said it best. They have the heart of a champion. I've bet against them twice this year. The first time we were right when it was Hamilton and Chandler. Last time wrong against Liberty. I do think, though, I have seen Saguaro play without Devin Dampier, and I was very, very impressed by them, and I thought they would have a chance to be in this position at that point. And now seeing on film Devin Dampier in Saguaro's offense, I do think they've got that extra chip on their shoulder. We have to remember, too, the open division was pretty much created because of these 2 programs being so dominant. The state wanted to see Saguaro Chandler. Now they're getting that for the second time in 3 years. Honestly, it could have been 3 years straight if it weren't for the Saguaro SaberCats having the COVID issue last year on Thanksgiving. So I think Saguaro's finally going to win their open title that they feel they have been playing for 3 years now. Coach Mon's burning the boats, as they're saying right now. I think Saguaro is going to pull this one out really close, maybe in overtime, 32-30.
Guys, I don't know where we're going to go with this. I'm curious if it's unanimous.
Well, let's put it to you like this. I took Saguaro to beat Hamilton last week.
Yes, you did.
And the biggest reason that I did that, because like you, Claudia, I had declared Hamilton as the open division champion. But when Coach Mons unveiled Devin Dampier as a starting quarterback, that was what pushed me in the other direction now. Because now you had this dual threat quarterback that Hamilton really needed 2 spies to be able to contain. And they only had game film of him of the 1 game, because they had to go back to Pinnacle, and he was a different quarterback then. So I thought he was going to be the difference maker, and I think he'll be the difference maker Saturday evening at Sun Devil Stadium. I disagree with Spurge. I don't think it'll be close. I don't think it'll be an overtime game. I think that Saguaro will win by at least 2 scores. So with that being said, give me Saguaro 35, Chandler 21.
I don't know what you did to me, but I have goosebumps for some reason. Like, that was bold, Bruce.
Colder in here.
I like it. I like it. Well, I like that we're unanimous with this, but very curious to see if we're unanimously correct.
So we're going to know on the first game on Friday who our Bleacher Talk Quick Picks champion is. It all comes down to Poston Butte and Casa Grande.
We only had one different?
We only had one different.
Oh, man.
We're going to know, and we're going to have either a big smile on our face or a little bit of a straight face the rest of the weekend knowing who the Quick Picks champion is.
Well, I think I may with that being said, I may have to go back in and change it.
Oh.
And if I were to change a pick, it would definitely be I would take South Point Catholic. Look, the Bourget brothers, and I know Trenton is the backup quarterback at ASU. They're Tucson's version of the Purdy brothers when they were up here, and they're just terrific gamers. Great quarterbacks. If you need me to change one, Spurge, I don't mind doing that. I could go.
Do I need to put it in writing? What do we think? Gotta make your final choice right here.
That just is going for a 2-game champion, or it would end up with another tie. Because if we got one right, one wrong, so I think we're going to stick with what we got. But if you want to,
that's a good point. That's a good point. It could be split. All right. Well, we'll stay with what we got.
Why do you have the pen ready?
I was like, all right, I'm going to put it in writing here. This is a final answer.
I'd be a math major. I figured that out. I didn't even realize until I was saying it that could end up in another tie if we did it that way.
He's absolutely right. So with that being said, we're going to stay the way we are.
All right. Well, I don't leave math up to me ever. If you know anything about me, I'll let you two sort that out, since I'm just going to hang out probably in third place. We're not going to call it last place. We're just going to call it third place. And anyways, that does it for our final quick picks of the season, but you'll see more of Bruce. We're sure of it. We're going to see more of Bleacher Talk. This isn't our last show. We have an exciting show coming up for you guys next week. But stick with us right now, because we're going to have the head coach at Casa Grande joining us right after the break. Hey everyone, welcome back to Bleacher Talk presented by Via Luna. I'm Claudia Collins with Jordan Spurgeon and a special guest today. We've got Coach Jake Barrow from Casa Grande with us. And I was at that game last week. Wow, what a showing you guys had. Kind of just walk me through what your game plan was against Mesquite and what helped you guys come out with the win.
Well, we knew Mesquite, they're a very good football team. So we knew it was going to be a tough game no matter what. We knew their offense is really explosive. They have a good quarterback, good running back. And, number one, Andrew Morris is just an all-around stud. So the game plan was kind of to keep the ball on the ground, try to limit their possessions as much as possible. Our offensive line did a tremendous job at making that happen. And then, we have, Angel Flores and RJ Keaton both in the backfield that can both keep the ball at any given time. And that's tough to stop. So we felt if we could kind of stick to that plan and then our defense could get some stops, we would be okay. We were just fortunate that it worked out for us. But yeah, the heroes of the game really are the offensive line and our defense for getting the stops when we needed it.
What was it like playing a home game there for the semifinals to then advance to your first state championship? I mean, what was it like having just the whole town behind you on that?
Yeah, it was a really special night. I mean, in the past, a lot of times you'd have a neutral site on those semifinal games. And that's always a little bit tough because just the logistics of fans getting there, especially for towns like us. We're kind of small and we're kind of isolated. We're off the I-10 between Phoenix and Tucson. So being able to have that here in Casa Grande was a really big deal to everybody around town. And we packed the stadium. I mean, it was standing room only at one time. And I mean, just what an environment, what an atmosphere for the game. And people stayed as late as they could to, talk to the kids and celebrate it with them. And it was just really, really a cool experience for everybody involved. So, I mean, I'm glad we were able to get that one at home. It was special.
I'm glad that you mentioned not only the whole, a lot of the town being there, but people staying after the game. I mean, I thought, usually as a reporter, I'm one of the last to leave. And that was so not the case this time. And I was there for quite a while after the game. So that was really cool to see. I'm more curious. You're about to play another team that also has never been to a state championship. Does that make this extra special because you both have, this first state championship at stake?
It does. I think it's really cool. You have a program like ours that, we just kind of started becoming more relevant in the last few years. And now to get to a championship game, that's huge for us, and likewise for them. I mean, Poston Butte's a good team. They've been a good team for a while. They're always really close. And then now here they are. They're in it just like us. So both of us are kind of in that same situation. We've got the same experience. And then the other thing that I think is just the coolest thing ever is it's two teams from Pinal County representing 4A in the championship game. I mean, my good friend, rest in peace, Andy Liberta, he covered Pinal County almost exclusively. And so I know he would love to see this day. And it's a special thing for me that we're getting to have that.
So you tweeted out your quarterback, Angel Flores, who just committed to NAU, by the way. So congrats to him right before your big semifinal game. But 7,000 plus pass yards, 3,000 plus rush yards, only quarterback in Arizona to do that. I mean, how do you really kind of put him in, I guess, a box? I guess you can't really put him in a box of what kind of quarterback he is, right?
Yeah, no, he's all his own category. I mean, he's the only quarterback in the history of Arizona football to do that. I mean, when I that was sent to me by someone late that night, and I just kind of saw it and I couldn't believe it. So I said to Tim, I said, "Did you know this?" He said, "No." He goes, "But that's pretty cool. I mean, that's just how he is. He's a very humble kid." But yeah, I mean, to be the only quarterback in history to put up those kind of numbers, a dual threat quarterback, so to speak, it's special. And we always joke with him about how good he is, but now it's he is one of the greatest of all time. He's put up numbers that other people haven't. So it's special, and it couldn't happen to a better kid than Angel.
Do his teammates call him the GOAT then?
They do. They do. There's actually shirts that were for sale in the stadium with the GOAT on it. He hates it. He doesn't like it at all, but because he's just a humble kid. But yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's amazing. Hey, well, I saw Angel for the first time outside of a combine. I saw him in a combine over the summer and was really impressed. But I'm just curious. I mean, he gets a lot of attention, but who are some other guys that you really want to shout out that have impressed you so far this season and that you think will be, along with Angel, a big difference maker in this upcoming championship game?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the guys that score the touchdowns always get the big praise because that's the stat line. So, everybody knows RJ Keaton, the running back. They know a lot of our receivers, but those big guys up front, they make it happen. So I'd like to shout out the offensive line on the offensive side of the ball. From left to right, we have left tackle Raul Marquez Jr. We have left guard Aiden Castillo, center Nick Anaya, right guard Leland Savedia, who's a freshman, by the way. And then we have right tackle Tino Espinoza. Those guys, they don't get a lot of attention, but they really, really work hard. They make this offense go. And then our two tight ends, Zion Gomez and Jake Silvestri, they played both sides of the ball and all special teams. So last Friday against Mesquite, they did not come off the field at all. They did not get a break ever. They were on offense, on defense, and every special team. So those guys are just workhorses. Can't say enough about them. Defensively, our defensive line, same kind of thing. You got Grant Johnson, Luke Luna, Derek Kukendall, and Alex Shabara, all just really, really great kids. They don't need the praise. They just work hard. They have a good motor. But, it's good to shout them out every once in a while because they don't get the big stat lines, but they really make this thing go.
Does your team have a mantra this year? Like, I feel like a lot of schools in this position have one. Like, the first one that comes to mind for me is Saguaro and burning the boats. Do you guys have something like that this year, or a phrase that you like to throw out there a lot?
Yeah, we've said it last couple of years. It's find a way, FAW, find a way. And that's kind of what we are. No matter what's thrown at us, no matter what adversity we face, we want to find a way to get it done, find a way to win. Pat Tillman once said, I don't want to hear about the labor, just show me the baby. It's kind of that kind of thing. It's kind of that thing, just find a way to get it done. We're going to find a way. We don't, whatever you throw at us, whatever you try to put in our way, we're just going to find a way to get it done. And that's, our team has really taken that to heart. And that's kind of who we are right now.
I've got to say, I think you found your way. I think you can maybe continue to do that this upcoming weekend. Now, as far as finding a way, how much are you encouraging your whole town to find a way to Sun Devil Stadium? How much support are you expecting to get out there?
Well, I've started encouraging them quite a bit, and I don't think I have to anymore. I mean, the amount of just support that we've received, through letters, emails, phone calls has been tremendous. Everybody wants to be there. Everybody wants to know how to buy tickets. Where do they park? What do they do? I mean, I expect us to have an incredible showing out at Sun Devil Stadium. so many people writing us letters. They've waited their whole life for this. It's just a really, really cool moment. So I can't wait to see everybody there. I hope it's a good result so I can stay afterwards and meet everybody and enjoy it with them. So we're excited, and I think the support is going to be unprecedented, at least for us.
Perfect. Well, thank you for your time, Coach. I'm excited to see you guys out there at Sun Devil Stadium. Good luck this week at practice getting your guys ready. We're excited to see you soon.
See you there. Thanks for having me on.
Of course. Coming up next, we've got our social spotlight one more time this year before our final show next week. Definitely stay tuned right here on Bleacher Talk. Welcome back to Bleacher Talk, presented by Valle Luna. I'm Jordan Spurgeon, alongside Claudia Collins. We've got our very last social spotlight of the year. I think next year for our special show, we'll have all kinds of fun social stuff, but I don't know if it's technically going to be a social spotlight. So we're going to go big here. It's championship weekend, Sun Devil Stadium, Friday, Saturday. It's the place to be. You don't have to be a fan of any of these schools, but if you're a football fan, you're going to want to be there to watch.
You want to be there. You want to be there.
I can't even stay away. You want to be there. Anyways, social spotlight, Claudia, take it away.
All right. The very first one. Now, I should say we have at least one school from each matchup to represent here. So the first one I've got for you is from Chaparral. So it says, congrats to these young men, SUSD All District Athletes Award Banquet, Grady Hickley, CJ Eastwood, Brayton Silver, and Anthony Lucas, all holding up their awards proudly, and I'm sure they're hoping to hold another award or trophy this upcoming weekend.
Yeah, they did it last year. We'll see if they can do it again this weekend. We're going to go ahead and go to the other 6A team, the Highland Hawks, already out there visiting Sun Devil Stadium, getting a tour of the facility, meeting some of the people at ASU. I don't know what exactly that entails. It could be administrators, could be ASU coaches. I'm not sure. I did see Sean Aguano at one of their games against Basha earlier in the year, so there's a little bit of a relationship there, which is good for some of the players as well. So Highland Hawks, last year these two teams didn't get to play at Sun Devil Stadium. It wasn't the championship location because of COVID. So this year they're going to pack the stands because they were packed last year where they played. I think they'll be just as packed this year, especially with COVID still being around, but a little bit less of a thing, and Sun Devil Stadium being the hub of the championships this weekend.
And hey, the last one I've got for you, Spurge still has one more. Don't worry, we're not done quite yet. It's from my own Twitter. I'm not trying to toot my own horn. I just got a really good moment here. Coach Mons giving his post-game speech after the big win, after taking down Hamilton. And honestly, this vibe that he's given right here, that was the vibe of the game. I mean, if that's what they were hearing in their ears while playing Hamilton, I understand why they won, because that is a post-game speech right there. Take a listen.
This wasn't the goal. This was one of the steps along the way. And if we think we did something, we're done. We just took the next step. We got one more to go. That was the goal. Eyes on the prize. No distraction. We still need to get better. You understand? So feel good about yourself tonight. You beat a really damn good football team, and we did it just like we said we would. Everything we said was going to happen in the game is what happened. You stayed together. You believed till the very end. It's going to take an even better effort next week. You understand? Yes, sir. Are you ready for that? Yes, sir. Roll, baby. Get it on.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm pretty pumped up after that. What do you think?
I mean, how can you not be? Coach Mons lighting it up after the game, of course. They're trying to burn the boats. Now they're one game away from their first Open Division title. You can feel the passion out of Coach Mons. Speaking of passion, out at Chandler High School, our teammate Shannon Liebrock, you probably see her photos every weekend at the games, just crushing it, doing ASU stuff, all that stuff. Amazing teammate here at Sports 360 AZ. She captured this really cool moment at Chandler before the game. Shout out to Chandler High's resource officer for singing the national anthem. He really did a good job too. I was blown away. They announced it was doing it. I was like, all right, let's hear it. And he crushed it. I think at one point I was like still trying to figure out a tweet from like the teams coming out of the tunnel, and I just like stopped. I was like, whoa, this is really good. And I just stopped tweeting until after. Like that's how good it was. Which
I feel like I can hear the photo. Like the photo's so good. Like when you say passion, like I can't hear it, but I feel it. Like I can see it.
He is ripping it like that. Yes.
I love it. I love it. Well, what I don't love is that I think that was our last social spotlight, probably of the 2021 year. Oh my gosh, how crazy is that? But we've got a special award show that we're going to be doing next week, all kinds of fun things, just to kind of round out Bleacher Talk, because we have way too much fun doing this to just stop right here. So stick around for one more week because we're going to have a really fun award show for you. I'm Claudia Collins alongside Jordan Spurgeon. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at Claudia F. Collins and
Spurge _
We still never got the underscore.
For the award show, I have to have it. Hold me to it if you watch.
All right.
Do this for the award show. I have to have the underscore drawn in there.
There we go. Well, we'll see. We'll see if he does it. Hey, well, be sure to watch next week. And for now, that's all for Bleacher Talk. Have a good one.